What is up, Pistol Nation? Today we are putting all the Planeswalkers on a tier list.
Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10.
Alright, Pistol Nation, we are here at the tier list. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the notification bell for more mobile gaming content, and if you enjoy this tier list, pistol whip that like button. We have broken, top of the tier list, so this is like the most broken planeswalkers that are overpowered. Then we have the above average, we have the average, below average, and then we have at the very bottom needs some love, because the planeswalkers in that tier, they need some love. First up, we have representing the white deck. I can't say this guy's name. I can't say his name. Ajani. When he enters the battlefield, he puts up the protective shield, negates a certain amount of damage, and then he also has the ward of protection, which gives more damage reduction, 40%. Very, very good. Not too bad. Does the AoE ground damage, but is weak to flying units. We have needs love, below average, average, above average, or broken. What do you guys and girls think right now? Where should we put him? Leave it in the comments below. I am going to put Ajani in above average. I'm gonna say he is above average. He's pretty good. Next up, we have representing the blue deck, we have Jace. A master of mental magic and an expert with illusions and tricks. Confuses enemies by copying the next card, adding to his hand, or making copies of his illusion. Very, very strong. A lot of attack. Decent HP. His skill, his planeswalker skill to basically duplicate himself is very strong. You pretty much have 3 Jaces out there walking. 3 bodies out on the ground, out on the floor, out on the battlefield, putting out damage. So where are we going to put Jace? Needs some love, below average, average, above average, or broken? Well, I definitely would say he's definitely above these two, but what do you guys and girls think? Where would you put Jace at? Above average, because I believe Jace is definitely above average. Next up, we have Liliana representing the black deck. Summons a zombie periodically that melee attacks enemy ground units. So we have a summoning planeswalker, and her skill is also really, really good, giving the ability to bring back ally units that die and turning them into zombies. If we were to put her on the tier list, I would definitely say she's above these 2 bottom ones. But what do you think? Broken? Is she broken? Is she above average or average? I am leaning more towards the above average because I think she's very strong. Definitely above average in the skill level. Definitely a very, very strong planeswalker to play. Representing the pure green deck, we have Nissa. Can attack up to 3 enemy units at once, and she generates 1 mana when she enters the battlefield. HP not too bad, attack not too bad. I do like the attack 3 enemy units at once. Generates 1 mana, which is pretty good, not bad. I don't know, based on the other planeswalker skills, she just kind of feels a little lackluster. If I was to put her on the tier list, broken, above average, average, below average, what do you guys and girls think? I am leaning more towards her being an average planeswalker. Pretty much, I would think she's pretty balanced, is what I would say in the average category. She's not super strong, but she's also not underwhelming. Next up, we have Calyx representing the white and green deck. When he enters the battlefield, exiles an enemy unit with the highest HP within sight. This other one, range attacks enemy ground and air units, and then if another unit is near the target, the attack can bounce up to 3 times. Not too bad. HP 1200, attack 196, not too bad. So what do you guys and girls think? Needs some love, above average? I'm gonna have to put Calyx below average. I just think he doesn't perform as well as a lot of the other planeswalkers. Tezzeret representing the blue and black. Do we really even have to go over him? You guys and girls know what he does. We're just gonna go right to the tier list. I think you know where he's going. Tezzeret is just broken. Representing the red deck, we have Chandra. When she enters the battlefield, she summons a flying phoenix that pierces through enemy units, and she also has her awesome AoE damage pushback, which is super strong. Decent HP, decent attack damage. We're gonna put Chandra in the very well deserved above average. This girl does work. Representing the blue deck, we have Sun Mio. Gains a magic barrier that nullifies damage of a spell card once entering the battlefield, and her skill, Summon Moon, pushes enemies if they invade. Opponent cannot summon within the moon's dominion, which is pretty cool. The only problem is there's a lot of other planeswalkers that are blue, and they're just so much better than her. She needs some love. She needs some love. I'm gonna unlock her, and I'm gonna try and show her some love and see if we can't make her work and actually, you know, make her good, because a lot of people don't play her, but we'll see what we could do. Then we have Vraska, representing the black and green deck. Stuns all enemy units for a short duration when she dies, and she also has that Shroud of Mist where she can basically teleport herself to a small little location and move underground. We are going to put Vraska in the I'd say average. She's a pretty good overall balanced planeswalker. She's not OP, but she's not also junky. Next up, representing the blue and green deck, we have Kiora. I don't know how to say her name. Super tanky, 2,368 HP. Decent attack damage, almost 300. Her skill is pretty unique. Basically, she is almost a Kraken. She's a Kraken planeswalker. She does kind of the same thing that the Kraken does. Jumps off the Kraken, creates giant waves, inflicts damage, and push enemies in an area. So she's not too bad. Unfortunately, she really doesn't see a lot of play. Not too many people play her. Other planeswalkers who just do more and are just better than her, unfortunately. I don't necessarily think she's really that bad, but I'm gonna have to put her in the below average, because even though she does have some unique abilities, I just don't think she's as balanced as she could be. I think she needs to be a little bit stronger somewhere, just so more people will actually play her. Next up, we have our boy, this is probably my favorite planeswalker, Koth. He's one of the new ones, representing red fire. Super tanky, absolutely insane. Damage reduction of 70%, increase attack 130%. Putting him on the tier list, we are going to drop him in the above average spot. I definitely think he is a little bit stronger than he should be. Not very balanced. I'd say he's above the balance level. They made him pretty strong. Next up, representing the white deck, we have Gideon. I can't say any of these names. Pretty tanky, kind of low attack damage. And after moving for a period of time, the next attack will be a jump towards the enemy to inflict AoE damage and push. I really like that. He becomes indestructible for a short period, nullify status effects. This is his skill. Afterwards, detonates stored energy and stuns enemies, which is really good. We are going to put Gideon. I would say he's in the average category. I'd say he's pretty balanced. Then we got Dovin, representing white and blue. He summons these little, I don't want to call them beetles, and he has the ability to decrease enemy attack and move speed to gain advantage in battle. Very low HP, squishy, decent attack damage, but his big thing is that he has the ability to decrease the enemy's attack and move speed, which makes him so good. Putting him on our tier list, we're gonna drop Dovin in the above average. Next up, everybody's favorite vampire, we got Sorin. Grants revive with low HP to nearby allies. upon their death when entering the battlefield. And then he has the Dark Transfusion, which is absolutely insane. Deals a great amount of damage to enemies and heals for a small amount of HP. Well, pretty significant, let me tell you. Dropping Sorin on the tier list, I think you guys and girls already know where he kind of belongs. He's pretty broken. He's very, very strong. He sees a lot of play. And we got Rowan and Will up next. The blue and red deck. We got the twins. Swap between Will and Rowan by activating their skill. So Will attacks enemy ground units and freezes them, which is absolutely insane. He pretty much completely stops units because once he freezes them, they just are stuck and he just keeps freezing them. And if you could switch over to his sister, who does an AoE attack on ground and air units, which is also absolutely ridiculous. The fact that this is basically 2 planeswalkers in one, but only 1 planeswalker card, and you're getting 2 very strong abilities. The twins belong at the top of the mountain at broken. I mean, I don't know what the developers were thinking, putting 2 planeswalkers together pretty much. And we have Angrath next, representing black and red. Becomes crazed with greatly increased attack speed and move speed during Manastrike. Very strong. He's one of the new planeswalkers. And then he also has this: inflicts massive damage and stuns enemy ground units for a short time in a rectangular area in front of him. Very, very good. He's very tanky at almost 2000 HP. Attack is a little bit low at 200, but again, during Manastrike, his attack speed goes insane. Putting Angrath on the tier list, we're going to drop him in the above average. He's definitely better than a normal planeswalker. Representing the black and green deck, we have Garruk. Summons a beast that melee attacks enemy buildings when entering the battlefield and resummons upon the death of all beasts. Wild Axe slams with an axe to inflict AoE damage and push enemy ground units. This guy's HP is ridiculous. 2400 HP. His attack is even pretty decent at almost 300, but he's a summoning planeswalker. The fact that a lot of people split push with him, and you can have him single-handedly run down a lane by himself without any monsters. On the tier list, we gotta drop Garruk. He's above average. He's really, really strong. He's definitely not balanced, I'll say that. Next up, representing red and green, we have Domri Raid. When entering the battlefield, he dominates the battlefield by increasing the attack and movement speed of nearby allies. And then his skill we have is Charge. Quickly dashes towards the target location, inflicts damage to nearby enemy. Very low HP at 845. Decent attack, not too bad. Only does melee attack. Not too many people play Domri. You will not see him too much at all in PvP battles, for good reasons. He just really lacks, again, when it comes to the other planeswalkers. So we're going to have to put Domri, and he needs some love. He needs some love real bad. And I don't think it's necessarily that they're bad, so to speak. It's just comparing them with the other planeswalkers makes them look bad. Like, we have a lot of planeswalkers that are not balanced, and it just makes the balanced ones look bad. Next up, we have Nahiri, representing the white and red deck. When HP falls below a certain point, she transforms to dual blade and attacks very quickly, which I really like. Comes indestructible for a short period of time after transforming, and then her skill changes all cards in hands to Nahiri's Sword, and it's a spell card that inflicts AoE damage to enemy ground and air units. So that's pretty good. If you don't have any AoE spells in your deck, you could pretty much just pop that and you just got a handful of AoE spells, which is pretty cool. I like that. Her HP is pretty strong at 1600, and her attack is pretty decent at 321. I don't think Nahiri is really that bad of a planeswalker. I think she's pretty decent. The only problem is there's just so many other planeswalkers that are so much stronger than her. So I gotta drop her in the below average. I think she's close to being average. She's pretty much in between an average and below average. but I think she could be a little bit stronger just so she would have a chance against these, you know, more broken and overpowered planeswalkers. And wrapping up the tier list, we have Nixilis. This planeswalker was from the previous season in the Magic Pass. A ruthless tyrant that turns into a demon. Upon death, places a curse inflicting AoE damage to air and ground enemy units. Does not inflict damage upon death as a demon though. Decent HP. I like this. 1600's pretty good. Attack 321, also pretty strong. His demonization is flies in the air after changing to flight mode, and he changes to range, and he self-destructs after a set duration. It's pretty cool. You can have him go from ground to a flying unit, which is pretty cool. All in all, I'd say he's pretty balanced. I don't think he is too strong, and I also don't think he's weak. I think he's in the average category. Very balanced, right where he should be. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Pistol whip that like button if you enjoyed it. This is the tier list. We got our 3 at the broken. We've got a lot of above average, a lot of planeswalkers that are really strong. We have about 4 that are balanced and in between. And then we have our below and our needs some love. We got about 5 that are just not performing well in the game. Let me know what you guys and girls think in the comment section down below. I'm sure a lot of people may disagree with this. Some may agree, but that's okay. Everybody can have their own opinion about everything, right? So I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure